Hello everybody and Happy New Year, and I think we'll kick off with a bit of a rant, shall we? Notice my Triumph Trials Cub replica here has got this length of rope tied from the centre line of the headlamp vertically through the fuel tank, the seat, past the rear shock mount, top mount, and down to the tip of the rear mudguard. And why have I done this? Well, for the benefit of any motorcycle stylists and designers who might care to listen and take on board what I've got to say, notice that as we move from the front of the bike towards the rear, we've got the headlamp up front nice and high and above the level of the fuel tank. Then we've got the fuel tank, and a lovely shaped fuel tank it is too on this machine, at a slightly lower level than the headlamp. Moving back, the seat is slightly lower than the tank, although it's in a higher position relative to the frame and the tank than it would normally be, because it's my Trials replica and I've done that. So normally the seat would be covered by more of the rope than it actually is. Then we go through the top rear shock mount, which may or may not be applicable on modern bikes, I know, down to the tip or the end of the rear mudguard. Anyone remember what a rear mudguard is? Anyway, this rope or string line or whatever you want to call it probably goes at an angle against or to the horizontal of perhaps, I would say, probably about 20 to 30 degrees from one end to the other off the horizontal. Now, I think some designers of modern machines have got the rope idea right as far as the angle goes, but they've got the ends they've got the wrong way round, and you honestly you regularly see, you'll get machines with the headlamp will be about here, not far off touching the front wheel. Then the big bulbous fuel tank will be hunched up over and above the level of the light. Big fat bulbous thing that gets in the way and looks ugly as hell. And then, well, the seat, God only knows what they might use for a seat. Generally it's a brown plank. Now please, get rid of this bloody brown nonsense. The colour of the seat is black. And also the grips, by the way. And the tyres. I'm surprised no one's come up with brown tyres yet. Or maybe someone will pinch my idea and there'll be brown tyres on them next, I don't know. But my point is, I'm not rolling in money, but I've got money. I could afford to buy a new bike if I wanted, but I don't want one. The things you're coming out with don't impress or interest me one bit. Make something that looks half decent and attractive and I might be interested. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Now get your fingers out, end for end your ropes, sharpen your pencils and black things up a bit, slim down the tanks, and put a decent looking headlamp on a bike at the right height at the front, slightly above the bulk of the fuel tank, and as you work back from it, work down, make us something that really does look nice. This bike, covered in all the crap that it's covered in, looks 10 times better than anything you're coming out with in my eyes, and at least I've got to say my money's safe. But come on, get your fingers out and appeal to a wider audience, please. Rant over.